Hello and welcome to Trojans Live. And the great Michael Norman joins us now, national champion at USC and now an Olympic hopeful. He was supposed to be an Olympian by now. That was the way 2020 was supposed to play out. But like Mike, it played out strangely for everybody. Now he's an Olympic hopeful for Tokyo 2021. Olympics on an odd year is what we're hoping for. And speaking of that quarantine time, Mike, I was talking to your buddy, Ryan Benjamin, and he said you guys were just running around the streets of LA. I think right around where I'm in Culver City right now. We're running around this area. What was it like being a sprinter and having all your facilities taken away from you?
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough time, just mentally. We went from really, hoping for the best year of our lives to having everything taken away from us. But, the first couple of months, we were kind of just training kind of without a purpose, and it was tough. But we have such a great coach. He sat down and talked to us and just kind of refocused us and said, hey, although things this year I've been postponed, we can still work on a lot of things and make the most out of the year. So after that talk, it made the situation a lot better. But it was a lot of adjusting and being open-minded when it came to different type of workouts that our coach was trying to give us.
Mike, talk about yourself a little bit. Let's get into it, man. I was doing my studying today, and I'm a Common Race fan. I was getting to know you, learning about you, and all the world things you've done and done. What's your favorite race? And talk about what your plans are for the next Olympics and how that's going to break down.
Yeah, so I think my favorite race of my career is probably at NCAA's in 2018. It was my last race as a Trojan. It was the 4x4. And, it was me, Ryan Benjamin, Ricky Morgan, and Zach Shinnick, who's actually still on the team right now. We kind of just lined up together, already went through, after knowing everything we went through that whole year, it was our last moment to kind of, send our team captain, Ricky Morgan, home with, a national championship plus, hopefully a collegiate record. So we kind of had like a magic moment that time. It was able to, secure the victory for the team, but not only break the collegiate record. So I would say that's probably like my most memorable moment in track and field, just because it was probably the most emotion I've ever showed after a race.
Yeah, I mentioned Ryan Benjamin earlier. You just mentioned him. I know you guys are, I think you're living together and training together, I know for sure. I'm wondering what that relationship is like. How long have you known him? I know he transferred over to USC so a little bit later on. And
Yeah.
You guys run more or less, you run similar distances. I mean, his specialty is different than your specialty, but you are on relays together. You do compete against each other sometimes. And I'm just wondering, how competitive are you guys, or how supportive are you? What's the dynamic of that relationship?
Well, for first, we don't live together anymore. We actually just moved out, so he still lives downtown. And I live in Sherman Oaks. But our training partner dynamic is an interesting one. We were both extremely competitive people, so we never like losing to each other. There'll be certain days where he beats me at practice, and there'll be other days where I'll beat him at other things at practice. We're always kind of like eyeing each other, so you can lift more weights and stuff like that. But it's like a healthy relationship, because we know that even though we're competing against each other, we know that we're both, one of the best peoples in our event areas. So if we're able to, stay competitive working out or training, we're going to be extremely competitive when it comes to the races. So I think the relationship between us is, it's a really friendly one, but it's very helpful when it comes to, training and staying motivated, just to make sure that we're always competing and training at our highest abilities.
Michael, obviously you're known as a 400 runner, and you've done that, and you can also run the 200 and the 100. What events are you getting ready for, if there's an Olympics next year or world events coming up?
So this year I have a lot of unfinished business I have to do in the 400. So, I'm definitely, one of the biggest goals this year for me is to secure that Olympic gold, but I also really want to be, the first person to run 42 seconds in the 400. But other than that, for 2021, I think in a perfect world, I would run the 4x1. I would run the 400 and then the 4x4. I think that would be the perfect combination of events for the Olympic Games. And if I secure that gold medal, I still have this bet with Coach Carroll that if I get this gold medal, she'll let me drop down to the 100 for World Championships 2021, which are in America for the first time ever. So think will be exciting.
That was my event during the 100. I was a 100 guy.
Oh, gotcha.
You look like it for sure. No, I saw you running the 100, and you ran an incredible time. But I mean, do you do that at this stage to really compete in the 100, or is that let me work on my start as a 400 runner?
Honestly, me running that 100 last year was kind of like a blessing in disguise. Just given the events of like COVID, it gave me an opportunity to run an event that I haven't run since high school. And even in high school, I only ran it like 3 or 4 times. So, I think it was just a great opportunity it was a great opportunity for myself, given our circumstance with COVID, to kind of step down and do something that I'm not normally doing, and just kind of see, what I could do. Coach Carroll will always say, I'm a 100-meter runner, but then Coach Watts will come back and say, I'm a 400-meter runner. So it's always like this huge debate of what event do they want me to do. So, I like both of them. So, whatever is going to be the best, I'll do.
And then real quick for me, Mike, do you have any nicknames that you want to move forward with in your branding? Because I think I came up with one. I'm gonna drop it on you here. It's Michael Abnormal Norman. What do you think? Can we use that going forward? And can I get some credits?
Hey, actually, that's the first time I ever heard that one. Most people were like Stormin, Norman, but like my dad was like the first one to ever tell me about that one. So, normally I don't really go by nicknames. A lot of people are starting to call me by Mike now, but that's actually probably the best nickname or the most creative one that I've heard so far.
Write it down, Jordan.
That was a pretty good one.
Credit Sean Cole. There you go.
I'm just wondering, they have that Major League Baseball promotion, The Flash, where a fan comes out of the stands and then it takes off and then the guy runs from behind. I'm wondering, okay, so in the 400, Sean, what kind of head start do you need to beat The Flash here?
I think I'm a sub 2-minute 400 guy, so I'm gonna need I'm probably gonna need a couple. I'm gonna need about to about right field probably there, Jordan.
I would pay to see that. That would be great content.
Yeah, that'd be a very fun way to watch.
Mike Norman, man, we're looking forward to seeing you and Rye. I think USC fans, they have always taken such pride in the Olympics, and once you guys got to make Team USA first, which sometimes is harder than the Olympics, but just really looking forward to you two, and I think it's going to give USC fans a big reason to tune in when we do get those Olympics done, hopefully in 2021 in Tokyo. Keep training, keep having a good time, and appreciate you joining us.